has a JD specialized in intellectual property and information technology. She has held LM in entertainment and media law. Her PhD focus on digital content delivery and challenge of regulation. She's a member of ABA, CBA, OBA, and BHBA. Nevertheless, she's a member of the executive of the Ontario Bar Entertainment, Media and Communication section. She recently completed a study with the Center for International Governance Innovation on international law implication of the UN Sustainable Development Goal.
So, there's a lot going on in Canada right now. I thought I'd start with this little quote because the theme of the conference, of course, is how do we become a powerhouse of culture and innovation? My question is, that's kind of a bit of a mess. Got transferred to a different slide. So my thought is, how do we become a powerhouse of culture and innovation, in particular when we're up against a juggernaut like the U.S. entertainment industry? So Canada needs to innovate in that instance. And one of the big fights right now is the intermediaries and streaming, and those issues are playing into the entertainment industry in big, big ways. So what exactly is happening in Canada? We have a lot going on. So we have a copyright review, which is in process right now. That started in December of 2017, and the House of Commons designated its Standing Committee on Industry, Science and Technology, INDU, to conduct a statutory review of the Copyright Act. And then on June 3rd of this year, INDU presented a report on the statutory review of the Copyright Act to the House of Commons. Okay, so there's been a couple of other reports as well that have come out, and I'm going to skip over those in just the interest of time. But in general, we were pretty happy with the review as it came down. It pretty much came down in support of maintaining a strong, fair dealing environment to encourage innovation and creators. I'm happy to say that I presented in front of the review committee. I also submitted a formal submission, and I was actually cited 5 times in the report that went to the government, so I was happy with that. We also have a broadcasting and telecommunications review that are happening. Those we probably won't see anything come down before January of 2020. But there's lots there that needs to happen. One of the big things that really needs to happen is broadcasting and telecommunications need to be in the same act. I don't think we can talk anymore about broadcasting without talking about streaming, and that brings in telecommunications. So we're kind of hoping to see some kind of an amalgamation there and some forward thinking as far as those industries go as well. We've also recently had an election. We've gone from having a majority Liberal government to having a minority Liberal government. So that's likely to have some impact as well. There may be some impact there on digital policy. So of course, the government and the other parties had lots of things to say about this area. For telecom and broadband access, the telecom file actually garnered a lot of interest during the campaign. The Liberals made a promise to cut prices by 25% over the next 4 years rather than relying on price caps. The party says it plans to work with the carriers to offer plans comparable to lower prices, plus an unlimited family plan, to create new competition by mandating wholesale access for mobile virtual network operators that pay for access to existing networks, but also offer their own pricing and plans and set aside future spectrum to make it easier for new entrants in the marketplace. One thing that you might not be aware of is Canada has terrible broadband and it's incredibly expensive. So if you come to visit Canada, expect to pay through the nose. We're big, we're sparsely populated, okay? So it is expensive to make sure that everybody has access. They're working on it, but we also have basically an oligopoly when it comes to telecom. We have basically Rogers, Bell, TELUS. Those are the 3 big ones, and they basically have the market locked down. And then a few other minor entrants. but that needs to be looked at. So the likely outcome is that the government will wait for the CRTCs, that's our governing body, for their process to take place and monitor pricing data over the next 24 months. And then when this is combined with the reform recommendation from the Broadcasting and Telecommunication Legislative Review Panel, the government's unlikely to introduce really major changes for at least a year, probably two, and it's probably going to be too late for major overall by that time because we're getting towards the end of the mandate. So this doesn't look like an area where we're going to see, unfortunately, a lot of great things coming out in, as they try to move towards providing 5G, but we'll see how that goes. Privacy was also an issue that came up here. Charter envisioned privacy reform post-election, including changes to consent standards, stronger enforcement, and data probability. So we'll probably see Canada moving more towards an EU model in this way. Culture is a big one. The Liberal platform devoted a specific section to culture, promising to strengthen the CBCs, that's our national